My boss said women can't travel alone, quit and became travel blogger, making 6 figures remotely. My phone is screaming on the hotel nightstand like it's alive, and I'm trying to keep my voice steady on a live Zoom, while my notification banner keeps flashing. Mentioned you in a post, a new interview request. And, of course, Graham R. calling. I'm in a white robe I did not pay for, hair still damp, laptop balanced on a suitcase, and the only thing between me and a full breakdown is the fact that there are 12 brand people staring at my face in little rectangles, waiting for me to say something coherent about campaign deliverables. My DMs are moving so fast, I can't even read them. My inbox is worse. My sister has texted me 7 times in 5 minutes. Mom's losing it. Dad's calling everyone. What did you post? The group chat I muted months ago is back from the dead, lit up like a flare. Family. 84 new messages. I click mute notifications for 1 hour, with the fury of someone swatting a fly, and my phone immediately ignores me, because Graham calls again, pushing through like he still owns my time. I let it ring while I'm on camera, smile too wide, and nod at a woman from the brand team who's saying the words, quarterly partnership, like this is a normal morning. On my second screen, I can see the headline that started it all, sitting on the travel site's homepage with my face next to it. I was told women shouldn't travel alone. I built a business proving them wrong. Under that, there's a clip from my interview last night where I laughed, this sharp, disbelieving laugh, when the host asked what my old boss said. I didn't even name him. I didn't need to. People who've worked under a Graham know a Graham. The call finally drops and immediately becomes a voicemail, and my phone lights up with the transcript preview like it's trying to make me suffer. Maya, this is serious. You need to call me back right now. You are damaging my reputation. I swallow so hard my throat stings. On the Zoom, someone asks me about hotel partnerships next quarter, and I say, absolutely, like I'm not currently being hunted by the past. My PR freelancer, Jazz, messages me privately. Do not respond to him. Screenshot everything. Another message pops up from a number I don't have saved. Take the post down, or we will take action. The text is unsigned, but I can feel Graham's thin-lipped rage behind it, like breath on my neck. Then my mum calls. Not texts. Calls. Over and over. My phone buzzes. Stops. Buzzes again, like she's physically pressing her finger into my life. I haven't heard her voice in weeks. Months, if I'm honest. We've done that thing families do where they punish you with silence until you apologize for being hurt. And now, suddenly, she can dial like her thumbs work again. Another banner. Dad is calling. Another. Aunt Lynn reacted to your post. The laugh emoji hits me like a slap. Not at the article. At the part where I wrote, he told me women can't travel alone. Like it's comedy. Like I didn't build my whole spine around surviving people laughing at my ambition. The Zoom ends, and I don't even wait for the polite goodbye. I close my laptop and just sit there, breathing through my nose like I'm trying not to blow up the room. My hands are shaking. Not cute shaking. Full body. Your nervous system is on fire. Shaking. I grab my phone, open the family chat, and it's exactly what you'd expect. Relatives I haven't spoken to in years acting like this is their crisis. My aunt, why would you embarrass your family online? My cousin, OMG girl, you're famous. My dad, call me now. We need to discuss. And then, because the universe has timing, it resurfaces. A screenshot from 4 years ago, posted by my sister like a grenade. Graham's email to me. Subject line, Sydney conference travel. Highlighted sentence, it's not appropriate for a young woman to travel alone for work. We'll send Connor instead. Underneath, my reply that I had forgotten, but my sister apparently saved out of spite. I'm capable. I'm the one who built the pitch deck. Graham's response, don't be emotional. This is business. My stomach turns so hard I have to stand up. I walk to the bathroom, splash water on my face, stare at myself in the mirror, and I can see it. How close I am to the old version of me who would fold and apologize just to make the noise stop. My phone keeps buzzing in my hand like it wants me to come back to the fight. Jazz texts again. They're going to try to scare you. Stay calm. Don't delete anything. My brand manager texts, we support you. If you need to pause content today, do it. And then my mum leaves a voice note in the group chat, 30 seconds long, and I can't even bring myself to listen. I can already picture it. Crying, then anger, then blame, then, you always do this. I do one bold thing before fear can grab the wheel. I open my Instagram story, and take a screenshot of Graham's email, blur the names, and post it with one line. For everyone asking if I exaggerated, I didn't. This is what I was told. Then I post a second story. I'm not taking calls today. Please stop contacting my family to pressure me. My thumb hovers over the next button, and I feel my heart hammering like I just stepped into traffic. But I hit share anyway, because if I don't, they'll rewrite it. They always rewrite it. To understand why this feels unreal, you need to know what my boss, and honestly my own family, were saying about me before today, and why I had to leave the life they approved of to build the one I actually wanted. I used to work at a mid-sized corporate marketing firm where everything was beige and fluorescent, and everyone pretended they loved hustle culture while secretly dying inside. I started as an assistant and clawed my way into account management because I was good at the things nobody else wanted to do. Fixing mistakes quietly, smoothing client panic, turning chaos into a plan. I was the person Graham would call at 7:42 p.m. because he forgot to review a deck and needed it in the next 10. I do it. I do it with my hair in a messy bun and ramen cooling beside my laptop, telling myself it would pay off. Graham was the kind of boss who called you kiddo, even when you were 27. The kind who praised you in private and took credit in public. The kind who had one rule for men: they're ambitious. And one rule for women: they're difficult. He didn't scream. That would be too obvious. He did it with tone, with little jokes, with concern. Are you sure you can handle that client dinner? It's a lot of travel for someone like you. You don't want to burn out, sweetheart. Always, sweetheart. Never my name when it mattered. When the big break opportunity came, it was a conference in Sydney where our biggest client was presenting, and they wanted the person who built the strategy there in the room. That was me. I was the one who stayed up late running competitor research, writing copy, building the pitch deck, practicing the presentation with myself in my kitchen like a loser. I was proud. Actually proud. I told my family at dinner, just casually, like I didn't want to jinx it. I might be flying to Sydney next month for work. My dad laughed into his drink. Not a happy laugh, a dismissive one. For what? He asked, like work travel was a joke I'd made. My mum said, you'll get lost. My brother Connor, yes, same name as the guy Graham loved, smirked and said, you're not one of those solo backpacker girls, are you? I remember my cheeks burning. I remember trying to smile and say, It's for work. It's a conference. My Aunt Lynn, who always acted like she had authority over my life, said, "Women shouldn't travel alone. It's not safe." I hate how normal it sounded, like a fact, like gravity, like I was silly for even considering it. A week later at work, I asked Graham for the travel approval. He leaned back in his chair, steepled his fingers, and gave me the same look my family gave me, half amused, half pitying. "Maya," he said, "I don't think that's appropriate." I blinked. "What do you mean?" I was genuinely confused. I had never once given him a reason to doubt me professionally. He sighed like I was making his day harder. "It's a lot for a young woman," he said. "Travel alone, late nights, client drinks. Sydney can be rough." I stared at him. "Sydney is not a war zone." He chuckled. "See? This is what I mean. You're getting emotional." I could feel my pulse in my fingertips. "I built the deck," I said, slower, because sometimes speaking slowly makes people listen. "The client asked for me." He waved his hand. "Connor will go. He's got the right presence." Connor. The account guy who showed up late, forgot details, and somehow still got called a natural. The one who'd once asked me what our client's company name was 5 minutes before a meeting. I said, "Is this because I'm a woman?" Graham's face tightened for a second, just a flicker, and then he smiled like I was adorable. "Don't make it about gender," he said. "This is business. It's risk management. It's optics." Optics. That word made me want to throw my stapler at his head. I went to the bathroom and cried. Not cinematic crying. Silent, angry crying in a stall, while I pressed toilet paper to my face so nobody would hear. Then I washed my hands, fixed my makeup, and went back to my desk because that's what I'd been trained to do. Swallow it. Be grateful. Don't be difficult. Connor went to Sydney. He butchered the presentation. The client asked questions he couldn't answer. He called me at 11 p.m. from his hotel room, drunk, slurring, "Can you send me the key points again?" I sat on my couch in my pajamas and talked him through my own work, while he took credit for it in the room. When the client still signed, Graham told everyone, loudly, "Connor really stepped up." And then he looked at me and said, "See? It worked out. No need for drama." That night, I opened my laptop and typed solo travel blog how to start, like it was a joke, like I was just curious, like I wasn't suffocating in a life where every gate was guarded by someone else's fear. Here's the thing about me. I've always loved travel. Not luxury travel, not 5-star resort travel. The cheap flights, the street food, the walking until your legs ache kind. But I'd kept it small because everyone in my family made it sound reckless. My mum used to say, "Why would you go anywhere alone? That's sad." My dad would say, "The world isn't safe for girls." My brother would joke, "You'll get kidnapped." They'd laugh like it was funny, and I'd laugh too, because if you don't laugh, you're sensitive. After the Sydney thing, something in me changed. Not overnight, not in a dramatic montage. It was more like a slow, stubborn refusal to keep shrinking. I started planning a trip in secret. I'm not proud of that, but it's true. I didn't tell my family because they'd sabotage me with fear. I didn't tell Graham because he'd make some comment about finding myself and call me a cliché. I told Tessa, my friend who always believed I could do more than survive, and she said, "Do it. Pick a place. Buy the ticket. The rest is noise." So I did. I saved aggressively. I stopped eating out. I sold clothes I never wore. I picked up freelance work on weekends. Small social media gigs for local businesses. Nothing glamorous. I built a tiny emergency fund because the fear in my family had seeped into my bones, and I needed a safety net to feel brave. Then I took 10 days off and went to Vietnam alone. The first day was chaos. I got lost. I couldn't find my hostel. I sweated through my shirt, dragging my suitcase over uneven pavement, while motorbikes swarmed around me like angry bees. My heart was pounding the way it is right now, except back then it was fear, not adrenaline. I wanted to call my mum. I didn't. I called Tessa, and she laughed and said, "You're fine. You're just not used to being the main character." I took photos. Nothing fancy. Street food, a sunset, a coffee in a plastic chair, a selfie where I looked exhausted but alive. I posted them on a small Instagram account I'd made for fun, and I wrote captions like I was talking to one person. What I paid, how I got there, what I'd do differently, what to watch out for. Not inspirational quotes, practical stuff. The kind of info I always Googled and never found in one place. A woman messaged me, "Thank you. I'm going alone next month and I'm terrified." Another messaged, "Can you share how you pack?" Another, "How do you stay safe?" I answered everyone like it mattered because it did. It mattered more than Graham's optics. It mattered more than my family's jokes. When I got back, I didn't quit immediately. I wish I could say I did. Like a movie. I didn't. I went back to my desk under fluorescent lights and kept working because rent is real and courage doesn't pay bills on day one. But something had started. I started writing blog posts at night. Actual blog posts, not just captions. I learned SEO like I was cramming for an exam. I watched tutorials, read forums, tested headlines, tracked clicks. I made spreadsheets with affiliate links and commissions that were laughably small at first. Like, "Congrats, Maya. You made 312s. I still remember the first time I made $100 in a month from my blog. I stared at the PayPal email like it was fake. I wanted to tell my parents. I didn't, because I could already hear it. That's not a real job. Be careful. Don't embarrass yourself. At work, Graham kept doing his thing. He'd assign me extra tasks and call it growth. He'd talk over me in meetings. He'd give Connor opportunities and tell me I should be patient. One day, he actually said, "You're lucky you have this job. A lot of girls would kill for stability." Girls, not people. Girls. Then he said the line that finally broke it. We were discussing an upcoming client dinner, out of town. I was supposed to attend with Connor and Graham. I mentioned I'd travel down a day early because it was cheaper, and I wanted to scout the venue logistics. Graham laughed and said, "Women can't travel alone. It's just not smart. You'll end up in trouble and then it's on us." On us. Like I was a liability, not an employee. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I just felt clear, like a fog lifted, and I could finally see what staying would cost me. That night, I went home, opened my laptop, looked at my blog analytics, and saw a spike from a post I wrote called, "Solo Travel Safety Isn't a Vibe. It's a System." It had been shared in a women's travel Facebook group, and comments were pouring in. Hundreds of women saying, "I needed this. No one teaches you this. Thank you for not talking down to us." I took a deep breath and wrote my resignation email. Graham tried to charm me out of it the next day. "Don't be rash," he said, like I was breaking up with him. "Where will you go?" he asked, like he couldn't imagine a world where I wasn't under his thumb. "I'm leaving," I said. My voice was steady. but my hands were sweating. "I'm building my own thing," he smirked. "A travel blog?" he said, like the words tasted stupid. "Maya, come on. That's not a career. That's a hobby, and it's not safe. You'll come crawling back." The phrase "come crawling back" hit a nerve I didn't know I had. I smiled, small, controlled, and said, "We'll see." I left. I walked out with my box of desk junk, and my heart beating like a drum. I cried in my car because I was terrified. Then I started driving, and I felt something else underneath the terror. Relief. Like I'd been holding my breath for years, and finally exhaled. The first 6 months were brutal. Not glamorous. Not quit your job and live your dream TikTok nonsense. I lived on savings and freelance gigs. I edited content at 2 a.m. I answered emails while eating cereal for dinner. I got rejected by brands. I got scammed once by a fake tourism board and cried on my kitchen floor because I felt stupid. My dad found out I quit and called me irresponsible. My mom said, "You're throwing your life away." Connor laughed and said, "So you're unemployed." I didn't correct him. I just kept working. Then the momentum hit in small, stubborn waves. A post went viral. How to travel alone without telling everyone your business. Then another. Safety tips men never have to learn. Women shared it like a secret weapon. My follower count climbed. My blog traffic grew. A brand offered my first paid partnership, $400 to create a hotel review and a packing guide. I did it like it was $1 million. I delivered on time. I over-delivered, honestly. They paid me and asked for a second campaign, then a third. I started making real money. Not lottery money. Sustainable money. Affiliate commissions from luggage, travel insurance referrals, booking platforms. My own digital guide, Solo Travel Systems, that I sold for $19.99. At first it sold maybe 2 a week, then 10, then 50. I remember sitting at my laptop watching orders roll in and feeling dizzy, like I'd stepped off a treadmill and my body didn't know how to stand still. My family didn't celebrate. They didn't ask how I did it. They just waited for me to fail. Every time something went wrong, a delayed flight, a lost bag, they'd pounce. "See?" my mom would say. "This is why women shouldn't travel alone." Like my life was a cautionary tale. They needed to be right. Then the success became too public to ignore. A major travel site reached out. Then a morning show. Then a podcast. Then a big article, this one, where the interviewer asked, "What made you start?" And I told the truth, because the truth was simple. Someone tried to shrink my world, and I refused. I didn't name Graham. I didn't need to. But I said the line, "Women can't travel alone." And the internet did what it does when it smells blood and familiar injustice. Women started sharing their own stories, screenshots, DMs, emails. My boss told me the same. My dad said the same. My partner said the same. The article wasn't just about me anymore. It was about a pattern. And that's why Graham is calling now. That's why my mom suddenly cares now. That's why my dad is trying to discuss now. Because now people can see it. Now their fear looks like what it always was. Control disguised as concern. The day the article dropped, my income didn't magically double, but the attention did. Brands wanted calls. Media wanted quotes. My PR freelancer told me to rest, and I laughed, because when have women ever been allowed to rest in the middle of a storm? My family group chat woke up like a zombie. People who ignored me for years started typing so proud, like they'd been in my corner the whole time. My mom's first message wasn't congratulations. It was, "Why did you mention your old job?" People are asking questions. My dad's was, "You should have run this by us." As if I still needed parental approval to exist. And then the most humiliating thing happened. Connor, my brother, posted on Facebook. Always knew my sister would do big things. Family support matters. Family support. I stared at it for so long my eyes went dry. This is the same man who called me unemployed and joked about kidnapping. The same man who told our relatives I was going through a phase. Now he wanted to stand next to my success, like it was a family photo. I didn't comment on his post. I didn't give him engagement. I did something quieter and meaner. Nothing. Because nothing is what they earned. Graham, though. Graham tried to go public without going public. He posted on LinkedIn, vague as hell. As leaders, we must be careful about narratives. It's unfortunate when former employees misrepresent situations for personal gain. People in the comments were like, "So true," because LinkedIn is a clown car of fake professionalism. Then someone tagged me. Jazz told me not to respond. "We don't fight on LinkedIn," she said. "It's not worth it." But my blood was hot. I was tired, and I'm not proud of this, but I wanted one moment where the truth wasn't whispered in private, one moment where the burden wasn't on me to be polite while being diminished. So I posted the screenshot today, names blurred, dates visible, his words undeniable, and the reaction was instant. Women started replying, "I had a boss like this." Someone who used to work at my old firm messaged me, "He did this to me too." Another said, "He told me I wasn't client-facing because I was too pretty, and it would distract." It was like I opened a window, and all the stale air rushed out. My family, meanwhile, did what they always do when evidence appears. They panicked and tried to manage optics. Mum finally got through on a call, because she used my grandmother's number. I answered without looking, thinking it might be a brand. Her voice hit my ear like a shock. "What are you doing?" she cried. "Why would you post that? People are calling your father." "Good," I said. My voice was calm, which surprised even me. "Let them call." "You're making yourself look bad," she said, breathy and frantic. "You're making drama." "I'm making truth," I said. "You just don't like how it sounds out loud." She made this wounded noise, like I'd slapped her. "He said it because he cared," she insisted. "He was trying to protect you." "Protect me from what?" I asked. "From living? From having a job? From going to Sydney for work? Mum, you laughed when I said I wanted to travel alone." "That's different," she snapped. "We're your family. We worry." I stared at the hotel wall, jaw tight. "You didn't worry when I cried at that dinner," I said. "You worried when other people could see you didn't support me." Her voice went sharp. "So you're punishing us." "No," I said. "I'm choosing who gets access to me." There was a pause, where I could hear her breathing, like she wanted to say something cruel, but didn't want to put it in the air, where it could come back to bite her. Then she tried a new tactic, softer, sweeter. "Your father wants to talk. He just wants to understand. We could all have dinner when you're back." Dinner, like a reset button, like my whole life is a misunderstanding. I said, "I'm not coming back for dinner." "What do you mean?" she demanded. "I mean, I'm busy," I said, and I hated how satisfying it felt to use the same word they used when they didn't want to show up for me emotionally. "I have work." "You have your little videos," she spat. And there it was, the contempt, the need to shrink it. I didn't yell. I didn't debate. I just said, "Don't call me from Grandma's phone again." And I hung up. My dad tried right after, from his own number. I let it ring. He texted, "Call me." Then, "This is out of hand." Then, "You owe us respect." I laughed, out loud, alone in a hotel room that I paid for with money he used to call not real. Here's what people don't understand about this kind of family dynamic. It's not one big event. It's 1,000 small humiliations that teach you to doubt your own instincts. It's being told you're dramatic every time you react to disrespect. It's being told we're just worried, when the worry only ever applies to the parts of your life they can control. It's living in a constant negotiation with other people's fear. When I started traveling, I didn't become fearless. I became prepared. I learned how to check in, how to share my location, how to trust my gut, how to say no without smiling. I learned that safe isn't a place you're allowed to be. It's a system you build. And I learned that the people who shout it's not safe, the loudest, are sometimes the ones most invested in keeping you small. Tonight, the chaos keeps rolling. My inbox is full of women thanking me, and that's the only part that feels clean. But the noise from my past is still banging on the door, like it's entitled to get in. Graham calls again. This time it's a video call. The audacity makes my stomach twist. I stare at his name on my screen, and I can almost see his face. Forced smile, rehearsed disappointment, the tone he used when he wanted you to feel childish. I don't answer. I let it ring out. A minute later, I get an email from an unfamiliar address. It's from a law firm. It's carefully worded intimidation, the kind meant to scare you into deleting evidence. Jazz replies for me within 5 minutes. She's ruthless. She attaches timestamps. She says, politely, that the post is factual and non-defamatory, and any further harassment will be documented. She copies my old firm's HR inbox just for fun. Then my cousin texts me something that makes me stop breathing for a second. "Graham's wife commented on your post." I open Instagram, scroll, and there it is. A simple comment from a private account. "Thank you for sharing this. I'm sorry. No explanation, no drama, just apology. I don't know what their marriage is like, and I'm not going to pretend." But that comment lands harder than any threat, because it confirms what I already knew. He's not just old-fashioned. He's not just protective. He's harmful, and people around him know it. My family chat is still screaming. My aunt is telling me to delete things for the family name. My brother Connor is suddenly saying we should keep things private, which is hilarious because he never cared about my privacy when he mocked me at dinners. My dad sends one last text. "If you keep this up, don't expect help from us." I stare at it, thumb hovering, and I feel that old urge to explain myself, to justify, to soften. I don't. I'm tired of being the translator between my reality and their denial. So I send one message. One. And it's not a speech. It's not poetic. It's just the truth they hate most, a boundary. "I haven't asked you for help in a long time. Please stop contacting me. If you want a relationship, it starts with accountability, not threats." Then I turn on Do Not Disturb. I block Graham's number. I silence the family group chat permanently. I don't announce it. I don't warn them. I just remove their access like you'd remove a splinter. Quick, clean, done. And because I'm me, because my nervous system still needs proof, I open my banking app and look at the deposit that hit this morning from a brand campaign, more than my old monthly salary. I feel a sharp sting behind my eyes. Not from pride exactly, but from relief. The kind of relief that comes when you realize the thing they used to threaten you with, failure, loneliness, danger, didn't happen. The danger was never the world. The danger was staying where everyone benefited from me being afraid. My phone stays quiet for the first time all day. No buzzing, no flashing, no voices demanding I shrink. I walk to the window, look down at a city that isn't mine, and I feel strangely steady. Not euphoric, not triumphant, just steady. Then I open my notes app and type tomorrow's content plan like it's normal, because this is my life now. Work I built, money I earned, freedom I fought for, and a door I finally learned how to close without apologizing.